You won't believe what's happening right now. Seriously, this is one of those moments where you look at what's going on and think, is this even real?
I mean, imagine a world where SUVs can float on water, taxis no longer need pilots, and entire transportation networks get built in months, not years. Sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, right? Well, buckle up, because this isn't the future, it's happening right now. And guess where?
I know. Some people hear China and immediately assume they're just playing catch up with the West. But let me tell you, that's so far from the truth, it's almost laughable.
You think Tesla is leading the way in transportation innovation? You need to take a step back and look at what's actually happening on the other side of the world. China isn't just keeping up. They're redefining the entire game.
And I'm not just talking about a few cool concepts or experimental projects that may or may not see the light of day in 10 years. These innovations are rolling out now.
As in, they already exist, they're being mass-produced, and people are actually using them. And if we don't pay attention, the rest of the world might wake up one day and realize they've been left behind. So what exactly am I talking about? Let's start with something absolutely wild, a car that doesn't just drive, it floats. Yeah, you heard that right. Not some military amphibious vehicle or a custom-built prototype for billionaires. I'm talking about a full-fledged, consumer-available luxury SUV that can literally drive into floodwaters and keep going like it's no big deal.
It's called the Yangwang U8, and it's not just some gimmick. This thing has 4 independent electric motors, meaning it can do a 360-degree tank turn. Just in case you ever feel like spinning your car around in place for fun.
But the real showstopper, this SUV can stay afloat and keep moving, even in deep water. Think about that for a second. How many times have we seen cars get stuck or even swept away by floods? Well, not this one. It just switches to float mode and keeps going. That's next level problem solving. Now, let's talk numbers. Okay, isn't exactly cheap. But get this, they sold nearly 4,000 units in just 3 months. That's almost half of what Tesla's Model X sold globally in the same period. And this is just one model from one company in China.
It doesn't stop there. While we're still debating the logistics of autonomous driving, China's already running fleets of driverless taxis.
Not just a couple of test cars in a closed circuit, I mean fully operational, everyday self-driving taxis that you can hail like an Uber. In Wuhan, they've got over 400 driverless taxis on the roads right now, and that number is set to increase to over 100 in the near future. The process is seamless. You order a ride on your phone, the car arrives, you punch in a PIN code, and boom, you're off. No driver, just pure AI doing its thing. And I know what you're thinking, is it actually safe? Well, let's put it this way, these things don't get distracted, they don't get tired, and they don't make emotional decisions. They use LiDAR cameras and AI to process real-time data and react to everything around them faster than any human could. It's an entire city moving around without human drivers. The future is here, and China is already living in it. But wait, what if we didn't even need roads? That's right, China isn't stopping at autonomous cars. They've already got flying taxis.
Those futuristic flying car concepts we always see in sci-fi movies. China is making them real. Meet the E-2016s, an autonomous aerial vehicle that has no pilot, just AI-controlled flight paths.
And now it's actually flying in cities like Guangzhou. This thing can carry 2 passengers at speeds of 130 km/h, reaching altitudes of 3,000 meters. The crazy part? It doesn't even require a trained pilot. The whole flight is pre-programmed, monitored by AI, and handled through sensors. No room for human error. And for anyone still doubting if this is safe, they've already done over 2,000 test flights in all sorts of conditions, fog, high winds, you name it. They even developed a firefighting version, the A216F, which can carry 150 liters of firefighting foam and drop fire-extinguishing bombs on high-rise building fires. Let's take a second to appreciate what that means. Instead of waiting for fire trucks to fight skyscraper fires from the ground, we're talking about aerial fire response, drones deploying instantly to tackle emergencies from above. And while all of this is happening, China is also rewriting the rules of infrastructure. Picture this, in just 7 months, China built an entire elevated monorail system in Wuhan. 7 months. That's insane. In comparison, the California high-speed rail project has been delayed for over a decade and is billions over budget. China's approach is simple: build fast, build smart, and actually get things done.
And this isn't just about building new things faster. They're completely rethinking urban mobility. We're talking smart cities with AI-managed traffic lights, electric buses, and 5G connected transit systems that can adapt to real-time conditions.
In places like Shenzhen, 99% of all public transportation is electric. Meanwhile, in the US, we're still debating whether we should even invest in EV infrastructure. Now, you might be wondering, why does all of this matter? Because this isn't just about China. This is about the future of global transportation. While Western automakers are stuck in endless bureaucracy and outdated business models, China is moving ahead at full speed. And it's not just within their own borders. They're exporting this tech everywhere. Their high-speed rail projects are expanding across Southeast Asia and Africa. Their EVs are flooding European markets. Their autonomous driving technology is being adopted worldwide. And here's the kicker: if other countries don't catch up fast, they won't just be competing with Chinese cars, they'll be running on Chinese-built transportation networks. Think about what that means for the auto industry, for Silicon Valley, for Wall Street. If companies like Tesla and legacy automakers don't adapt, they risk getting left in the dust. I mean, let's talk about Tesla for a second. For years, it was the golden child of EV innovation. But in 2022, BYD outsold Tesla globally, and at the rate things are going, Tesla could soon find itself playing catch-up in a market it once dominated. This isn't just about electric cars, it's about a complete shift in how we move, how we build cities, and how technology is reshaping everything. China isn't just leading the race, they're redefining what the race even looks like. And whether the rest of the world realizes it or not, we're all about to be living in a future shaped by their innovations.
The implications of China's transportation revolution extend far beyond just cool gadgets and futuristic vehicles. What we're seeing is a complete restructuring of how humanity moves, builds cities, and interacts with technology.
And whether you like it or not, this shift is already reshaping global industries, economic strategies, and even geopolitics. Imagine a world where traffic congestion becomes a thing of the past, where highways aren't clogged with endless lines of idling cars because autonomous vehicles are seamlessly communicating with each other, optimizing flow, adjusting speeds, and eliminating unnecessary stops. This isn't some far-off dream, it's already happening in Shenzhen, Guangzhou, and Beijing, where smart city infrastructure is integrating AI-driven traffic management with electric public transport and driverless taxis. And speaking of cities, China isn't just improving existing ones, it's building entirely new metropolises from scratch. Take Xiang'an, a massive city project near Beijing that's designed to be a futuristic urban hub from day one. It's being built with 5G networks, autonomous transportation, smart infrastructure, and renewable energy integration right from the ground. It's the perfect testbed, deploying the next generation of mobility solutions. Now let's think about what happens when these innovations aren't just confined to China. Already, Chinese companies are exporting autonomous driving tech to Europe, electric vehicles to Southeast Asia, and high-speed rail networks to Africa. If this trend continues,